So now we're going to discuss the topic that assigned to us. And before we proceed, we're going to discuss the introduction first. So the main function of tourism industry is to satisfy customers' changing needs and requirements. Therefore, for customer demand, the tourism product and services should be well designed. As tourism is called a smokeless industry, and unlike other industrial products, it has not its own entity or a single item, but it is a combination of different products and services. Each of the components of a tourist product is supplied by individual providers or services. So, ang main goal ng tourism industry is to make their guests or clients satisfied. They provide products and services na needs ng mga tourists. And of course, para maging memorable yung kanilang experiences with that certain place. Aside with that, it also mentioned yung smokeless industry. So bakit nga ba siya tinawag na smokeless industry? Because a tourism industry is providing or more than product and services. It doesn't create a pollution or a factory to operate. Sabi nga sa website, it is not making or manufacturing an actual product dahil we give services which is intangible thing that we offer to our guests. A tourism product is a combination of different components including transportation, accommodation, food and beverage, transfers, tours, entertainment, and other required services like insurance, bank, shopping, and etc. are designed for customer satisfaction. So, these are the components of tourism or products na ina-avail natin when we decided to go somewhere. So, to have a memorable and tourist experience. Na, of course, may share din natin sa iba. So, this dynamic and competitive industry requires different organizations link the tourism supply to the source of demand. We can say that tourism industry is dynamic. Why? So, bakit nga ba dynamic ang tourism industry? Dahil hindi lang siya nag-i-stick in one trend. So, nakikisabay siya sa pagbabago at hindi siya naiiwan ng panahon. That's the tourism industry. And truly, the tourism industry is boosting kasi mas marami pa din nagta-travel into different places magpahanggang sa ngayon. In tourism, first supplies is provided by producers and demand is created by an intensive marketing effort of travel agencies and tour operators. Hereinafter referred to travel operators and through other intermediaries according to distribution channels. So here in chapter 3, we're going to discuss the position, roles, and function of travel operators. As well as we are going to distinguish the characteristic of other tourism partners and their interaction that reflect when it comes to the online system that have been emphasized. So, sa discussion na to, sa lesson na to, we're going to discuss the different responsibility and process na ginagawa ng isang tour operator. So now we're going to proceed sa sectoral structure of tourism industry. The tourism industry is based on many different components and interrelated parts. Tourism products and services are offered to the customer in a structure composed of a combination of different tourism sectors. Within the tourism industry, this network of sectors in tourism industry is shown in below figure. So, kung makikita natin dito sa figure na to, meron tayong private sector, public sector, transportation, attraction, accommodation, tour operator, travel agency, the tourists, producers, support services, and travel intermediaries. So, ano nga ba yung ibig sabihin ng figure 1 na to, or yung table na to? So this table is the tourism industry that primarily based sa tatlong sector. Ano nga ba yung tatlong sectors na yon? So yung tatlong sectors na yon is the accommodation, transport, then yung attraction. So for us to understand this figure, we will discuss this one by one. So, kung mapapansin natin, nakapaloob dito yung tatlong sector, which is yung accommodation, transport, and yung attraction that connected to each other. Aside sa mga sector na ito, meron din tayong public and private sector. So, ano nga ba yung difference ng dalawa na to? Ng dalawang sectors na to? The private sector is the part of the economy not run by the government. It comprises the businesses and enterprises that are controlled by private individuals and groups for the purpose of making a profit. The private sector, it is yung mga company na hindi kontrolado or hindi siya under ng government. For example, ng private sectors is yung mga hotels, restaurants, and transportations na kontrolado ng isang tao to earn or make money or to have profit. While on the other hand, we have here the public sector that consists of all companies or government. So, government agency that government owned or associated. So, ito yung pinapamahalaan or controlled naman ng isang government. For example na lang ng public sectors is the DOT, the LGUs, and the PTA or Philippine Tourism Organizations. So, ayun yung difference between private sectors and public sectors. Now, yung dalawang sector na ito ay may malawak na support or naitutulong sa tourism structure to operate this sector smoothly. So, sa figure, mapapansin natin na naka-align kay tour operator yung lahat ng sectors, yung tatlong sectors na to. So, bakit nga ba? Bakit naka-align sa kanya lahat ng sectors to? So, based on my understanding, dahil siya ang nag-ooperate or responsible for these three main sectors. And each process is sakop ni tour operator. And in tourism industry, one of the main roles of travel operator is to bring together buyers and sellers. And kasi kailangan nila ng profit and also sales, especially in tourism industry. And because the customer and the services are geographically separated. So, kailangan talaga gumawa ni tour operator or magkaroon siya ng connection between three sectors para magkaroon siya ng profit at may offer yon or maibenta niya sa mga clients or sa mga tourists. So, travel operators should provide a service that adds value to the customer. So, why do we need to add value sa mga customer natin? Because, pagka nagpo-provide tayo ng value sa mga customers natin, it can increase customer confidence and trust in our company. So, kapag nagkaroon sila ng tiwala sa ating company, so, mas lagi nilang i-avail or mas pwede pa niya itong i-offer sa iba na we offer a good services and hindi ma-reach mo talaga yung expectations nila. So, that's the number one. Kaya kailangan natin mag-add ng value to our customer. So, kung mapapansin natin sa figure na to, sa figure 1 na to, lahat ng sectors is underneath tour operator. And later on, malalaman natin kung bakit at ano nga ba si tour operator. Ano nga ba yung function niya? Ano yung responsibility niya as a travel operator. So now, we are going to discuss naman yung macroeconomic contribution of travel operators. So dito nakapaloob yung contribution ni travel operator when it comes naman sa economic. So Tourism has been named smokeless industry. As I've said earlier, na we provide services and we do not create pollution or smoke. So because unlike other industry which are generally created pollution or smoke, tourism industry is non-polluting according to the book. Also, travel operators are the major player of tourism industry and constitute an indispensable position for the country's economic life. So, according to Mingu, in 2008, their contribution to international tourism industry is beneficial to the foreign exchange and helps to the development of the country's economy. So, now, we're going to know ano nga ba yung mga contributions ni travel operator or ni tour operator sa economy. So, here is the macro impacts of travel operators on the country economy. So, number one, stimulating economic growth. So, it takes actions na makapagpapataas ng GDP or ng gross domestic product ng isang bansa, and that will lead to a productivity, employment, and living standard ng isang citizen. So, number two, generating foreign exchange. Ginagamit naman yung foreign exchange na to para ma-determine yung value ng iba't ibang currency into relation to each other. And it is important, especially for trading and capital flow of dynamics. Third, they are an important economic instrument in the closure of foreign trade deficit. So, trade deficit, ito yung mga palitan. Parang ganun, palitan siya. So, when we say foreign trade deficit, ito yung mas marami pa tayong ini-import na goods for other country than exporting. So, nangyayari lang ito kapag kulang na ang product or goods na sinusupply para sa customers or sa mga businesses, businesses na meron yung isang tao. Nangyayari din to possibly due to the lack of resources na din. Next, creating new job and employment opportunities. At dahil sa nagiging success na yung economy, nagkakaroon at madami na nang nagbubukas ng opportunity, especially for job opportunities that will beneficial to the locals. Next, increases regional development, particularly in isolated areas. So, these are the places na hindi gaanong naaabot or nakikita. So, ito yung mga madadalang puntahan na areas. Ito yung mga lugar na kadalasan kulang ang facility, trabaho, opportunity, and if mapagtutuunan nito ng pansin, magkakaroon sila ng development like ng mga project when it comes sa infrastructure, like mga kalsada, schools, and mabibigyan din sila ng support sa mga local business. Ayan. So, sa ganitong paraan, mas maraming tao ang magkakaroon ng access sa mga services and opportunity, and wherein nagiging dahilan para umunlad yung isang community. Next, the provision of new infrastructure which is available for non-tourism or non-tourism uses. So, dito naman is yung mga pagtatayo ng mga facility and infrastructure also na hindi nakatuon sa mga tourist. So, hindi to focus na puntahan lang siya ng mga tourists, kundi beneficial or need siya ng mga locals. So, for example, mga bagong kalsada, hospitals, schools, mga facility na or pasilidad na pangkalakalan na makakatulong sa pag-unlad ng community or komunidad dahil nagbibigay din ito ng mas madaling access sa mga serbisyo and opportunity sa mga residents. So, next, stimulating regional development. So, these are the strategy na naglalayong pasiglahin ang ekonomiya at pag-unlad ng isang particular na lugar o rehiyon. So, this one is beneficial also to the residents. Next, promoting cultural awareness and also helps to preserve local culture and tradition. So, dito naman ay ang pagbibigay diin or importance when it comes sa kaugalian, sining at paniniwala ng isang community. So, sa pamamagitan nito ng mga programs and activities and anything educational about this, nagiging mas aware yung mga tao sa kanilang kultura. So, binibigyan nila ng importansya yung kultura at tradisyon na meron sila. Next, protection of natural attractions. So, this process na ginagawa is para mapangalagaan and also ma-preserve yung mga natural attractions and scenery tulad ng mga bundok, ilog, forest, at iba pang natural attractions. And ang goal nito is to keep the place unique and maganda. And sa mga and para mas makita din or maging beneficial din yung mga susunod na henerasyon. And also, para na din protektahan yung ecosystem at yung mga hayop na naninirahan ngayon. Especially ngayon kasi is marami na tayong mga endangered species na pinangangalagaan. Like for example, yung ating Philippine eagle na pinangangalagaan natin kasi nga is meron siyang contribution sa ating economy. And katulad ngayon, nababalitan na parang nagkaroon ng sakit, something like that, yung Philippine eagle and malapit na itong mamatay. So, next, development and improvement of infrastructures, facilities such as airport, roads, water supply, and other public utilities. So, these are the projects and process na naglalayo naman na ayusin yung mga facility na kailangan ng isang community. And by doing this, mas nagiging maunlad at mas napapadali din yung mga services ng mga local economy. And pinabubuti din yung kalidad or mas nagiging basic yung way of living ng mga tao or yung mga citizens and residents na nakatira doon. So, supporting to preserve cultural heritage. So, when we say cultural heritage, so as a tourism student, so common na sa atin yung cultural heritage. So, it talk about sa mga hakbang or projects na nag-aim na protektahan yung mga tradition, sining at kasaysayan ng isang community o bansa. So, travel operators are the most important actors of the tourism industry and play a significant role in promoting international goodwill. They create awareness and appreciation of other countries, culture and tradition, and makes possible culture or cultural exchange and enrichment. So, kung mapapansin natin, travel operators give important role and efforts not only for their company to their target client or guests or tourists, but also as a whole that will beneficial also to the economy. So their efforts can greatly enrich the and promote friendship among different countries or places in the world. So also in tourism and travel industry, there is always a question about difference between the two, which is the tour operator and travel agency. So sometimes kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng misinterpret or different definition about the two. So minsan nagiging pareho lang sila na tour operator is also a travel agency. But both terms or industry are jargon. So although there is a certain difference between the two terms, they are constantly intertwined with each other as activity areas. So later on, we are going to discuss the difference between tour operator and travel agency and also the responsibility. So kung ano yung contribution ng dalawa na to when it comes to travel industry. So now we're going to discuss the tour operators. So the tour operators are essentially wholesalers and tour organizers as they purchase services from suppliers in large quantities and break this into individual parts to sell to consumers. They are the most important and closest partners of tourism suppliers. So the main activity ng isang tour operator is to combine all the activities like travel, accommodation, F&B or food and beverage, tour arrangement, and etc. sa isang package or or we know as a travel package, and ipepresent naman niya ito sa kanyang target customer or sa kanyang client, and even kay travel agency para i-retail naman ito sa iba. So ginagawa ito ng mga tour operator yung strategy na ito para pagsamahin yung mga costs ng isang services and products. So, kapag in-avail to ni customer is, wala na siyang iisipin bang iba, kundi babayaran na lang niya yun. So, more on travel and leisure na lang yung gagawin doon ni tourist. So, next, they are full responsibility they take full responsibility for the package created and cover that liability that the consumer get their money back if the tour operator fails. So, kapag nag-fail naman yung plans or yung package na ginawa ni tour operator, so, maibabalik naman yung pera na binayad ni consumer. So, their position in the tourism distribution system is shown and below. So, here, we have another figure. So, this one is the figure number 2. Kung mapapansin natin, we have a travel principal, tour operator, travel agency, and the customer. So, ano nga ba yung connections na mga to? So, sa figure na ito, yung travel principal or the main sector is naglalaman siya ng airline, hotel, car hire, and etc. na i-avail or bibilhin ni tourist kay tour operator. So, sa tour operator naman, siya yung gagawa ng travel package or siya yung mag-aasikaso ng mga accommodation and mode of transportation na gagamitin ni client, and siya din ang may kipag-negotiate kay travel principal and kay travel principal sa mga airline, hotel, and car hire na i-avail ni tourist. So, after naman niya itong makipag-negotiate or ma-accomplish na yung travel package, i-retail naman niya ito kay travel agency. So, ibebenta niya ito kay travel agency wherein si travel agency naman ang mag-aalok kay customer. So, yun po yung process ni responsibility and process ni tour operator. So, pwede din naman na mag-direct sell or magbenta si tour operator kay client or customer para hindi na rin dumaan kay travel agency. So, for me, based on my understanding, mas makakatipid si client or si tourist kung kay tour operator siya dadiretso. Kasi si tour operator, siya yung nag-fix ng price or ng cost ng travel package. Wherein, pag binenta niya to in-offer niya to kay tour operator is magkakaroon na siya ng charge or ng tubo. So, tataas na yung travel package na ino-offer ni tour operator. So, tour operator's definition. So, according to World Tourism Organization or UNWTO, it defined that tour operator is a business that combines two or more travel services: transport, accommodation, meals, entertainment, sightseeing, and sell them through travel agency or directly to the final customer as a single product, or called a package tour, for a global price. So, I know that all of us, ayan, so kung mapapansin nyo naman, lagi kong nabanggit si travel package or si tour package, kasi familiar naman tayo with that. And alam ko naman, some of us is nag-a-avail or nakapag-avail ng travel package. Kasi we all know that mas mura siya if tayo pa kasi yung mag-aasikaso or magbubook ng mga accommodation and airlines na sasakyan natin, is magiging pricey siya. Unless is madami kang pera. Ayun. So, hassle, time-consuming, hassle. Unlike kung mag-a-avail ka ng travel package or tour package na babayaran mo na lang. Wherein, andun na yung lahat, andun na lahat, yung activities, yung accommodation, yung car hire, yung hotel, andun na siya in just one, in a single product. So, usually kasi si package tour or travel package is mostly nakikita natin sa mga social media. Kasi mas malakas yung marketing strategy or mas malakas yung hatak ng marketing strat sa social media wherein it is a kind of advertisement or promotion. So the components of a package tour might be pre-established or can result from an a la carte. So yung a la carte na to, I know na very familiar to sa inyo, especially sa mga hospitality management, because the definition of this one is the serve separately in which the visitor decided the combination of services he or she wishes to acquire. So meron siyang option si tourist kung mag-a-avail siya ng product na a la carte wherein siya yung magde-decide kung ano yung kanyang hotel na pag-i-stayan, kung ano yung mga activities na kanyang gagawin. So, pwede yon. So, we have different definition of tour operator. Firstly, it is divided into two main activity groups. So, meron tayong tinatawag na outbound and inbound tour operator. So, ano nga ba yung difference between the two? Yung outbound tour operator or we called a sender, sila yung nag-organize ng tours abroad. So, for example, nakatira ka sa Philippines or taga-Philippines ka, then mag-travel ka papuntang Japan to visit your friends, relatives, or to have leisure time, ganyan. So, yun ang example nun. So, kung nag-travel ka from your country to another country. So, next, yun namang outbound operator. Ayan. So, yung outbound operators is like you're visiting another country. So, while the inbound tour operator, sila naman yung tinatawag na receiver. Again, si outbound ang tinatawag nating sender, and then si inbound ang tinatawag nating receiver. So, they are the tourists from abroad, and hindi sila taga dito pero they stay here more than 4 months, like for leisure or for business purposes. So the principal activity of tour operators consists of the preparation and distribution of complete tourism products by means of fusion and combination of the components. And this usually includes travel, accommodation, meals, and guided tours or excursions. For this reason, the large wholesalers buy some of the components of the product in large quantities, fundamentally airline seats and lodgings. So all the process is responsibility of tour operator from start until the end. With a combination ng services and products na ino-offer nila sa tourist or customer nila, even sa client nila, and sa travel agency. So, ang ganitong package ay tinatawag natin na inclusive tour, which means customer needs. So, now, yung tour operator types naman. Again, according to the UNWTO, there are a number of ways for classifying tour operators. So, the most known and basic distinction is the domestic, outbound, and tour operators. So, yung domestic tour operators, so these are the tourists within a country. The target tourist market is the people who live in a specific country, or some people na nag-a-avail nito is yung mga elderly, students, and organization for team building. So, mga domestic wherein kung taga-Pilipinas ka, and then yung travel mo is from Boracay, ikaw lang yung mag-a-avail nun. So, within the country lang siya. For example, the travel package is sa Boracay, and in-avail siya ni Sir Abner, since he live here in the Philippines. So, that one is the example of domestic tour operator. So, next is the outbound tour operators. So, this one, they are interested in international leisure travels. They promote tours for foreign destinations, depending on their own power or size. Their customers travel from one country or several countries. They also usually prepare inclusive package which may take few weeks or long haul trips. So the participation can visit various countries, and ang example ko lang dito is like a group of Canadian or a group of Canadian tourists are planning a trip to Italy, something like that. And then the tour company in Canada that handles all the ticket reservations and hotel bookings. So that the example of outbound tour operators. So next is the inbound tour operator. So these are the operators who receive guests and handle arrangements in the host country. So serving foreign visitors. So they are also called receptive tours or receptive tour operators or incoming tour operators. So they provide local services for tourists at the arriving their country. So as I've said earlier, these are the tourists with a host or specific country. So yung ating client is in a host country or specific country lang. So also, bukod sa tatlo na to, meron din tayong tinatawag na ground operators. So yung ground operators naman, ang kinaibahan nito sa tatlo is they are commonly known as ground handling services. And their main function is to organize tour arrangement for incoming tourists. So that's the tour operator types according to UNWTO. Next, yung tour operators function naman. So, according to Louis Moutinho, the function of tour operators are, number one, to mediate between buyers and sellers in advance or on-the-spot purchases and provide commission for the services. Number two, preparing tour packages. Number three, provide information and advice to the final consumer. And there are also other functions that we can added bukod sa mga nabanggit natin, like yung sales and marketing, yung reservation, yung travel management, or yung tour operator should manage tour from beginning to the end of the tour, as I've said earlier, and take care of customer complaints. So, we take care of our customer complaints para mag-improve din tayo. So, that's beneficial for us, yung mga complaints ng customer. Though magkakaroon tayo ng parang tampo, something like that. Para sasama pa yung loob natin kasi nagkaroon ng complaint si customer, ganyan. Pero that's a good thing kasi magkakaroon tayo ng improvement. Now and lastly, we're going to discuss the online system or the tour operator system. So, here, meron tayong another figure. So, this one is the figure number 3. So, kung mapapansin natin, we have here a travel suppliers, accommodation, hospitality suppliers, and retail outlets. So, yung retail outlets, ito yung mga travel agency. Yung travel suppliers, ito yung mga tour operator. And accommodation, yung mga sectors. So, tour operator system sa malaking circle. So, we have here a marketing and sales subsystem. This one is the process or marketing strategy nila tour operator. Wherein, sabi ko kanina, for example, is yung mga posting nila, mga posting ng promotion, sales sa social media. So, dun pa lang is nagkakaroon na sila ng hook or na-encourage or maraming nagiging interested na mag-avail ng travel package. Lalo na pagka summer. So, mga barkada trips or family trips. Next, resource provision subsystem. So, ito naman yung resource provision subsystem. Dito nakapaloob yung mga accommodation and travel. So, yung mga sectors yon. Next, coordinating subsystem or strategy planning, forecasting, strategic planning, and operational planning. So, dito naman is nakapaloob naman dito is yung mga plans or actions na gagawin ni tour operator, especially lalo na pagka nagkaroon sila ng problem or nag-fail sila sa plan A nila. So, they come up to a plan B. So, kailangan hindi lang magi-stick sa plan A. So, kailangan natin magkaroon ng plan B, plan C, plan D. So, kailangan marami kang plans to make sure na babalik yung mga tourist, mga nag-avail ng package na yun. Next, customer care subsystem. So dito nakapaloob is field agents, central quality, and insurance. For insurance, meron tayong health and travel. So some of the, I think, airlines, yung in example last time ni Ma'am Daisylin, kasi merong mga travel yata na pwede ka mag-avail ng insurance. Wherein, maganda siya kasi kung may mangyari man sa'yo when you are traveling, is meron kang insurance na makukuha. Kaya lang, it is pricey daw. So, pricey daw yung pag-a-avail ng insurance sa travel. So, this is my discussion about the tour operator, the roles, position, and function and responsibility of tour operator. So we're not finished yet, and Jasper and Cherry will discuss and continue the other topics.
The advantage of airlines working with tour operators. The scheduled airlines have to obey the standard time of departures. For example, if there is some unsold seat on a flight when an aircraft takes off, the opportunity to sell empty seats are lost. This means commercial airlines company is losing revenue for empty seat. Providing full occupancy of seat means maximizing profit. Airlines companies for the scheduled flight are therefore having special block seat agreements with specific tour operators. One of the main advantages in tour operators is competitive prices, and also sa isang department o isang company ay mahalagang sumunod sa mga patakaran and rules and regulations. Kompleto man o hindi, halimbawa is eroplano. Kompleto man yung passenger or hindi, is kailangan nilang sumunod sa time and date and also saving time. The tourist not only has to choose the destinations. The advantage of hotels working with tour operators. Same as airlines, hoteliers are also benefiting from tour operators in order to fill their unsold rooms. If the hotel rooms are not sold on the same day, they cannot be transferred to the next day. In a nutshell, hotel managers have to work hard to sell all the existing rooms due to the high fixed and variables operating costs. The hotels offer very affordable and competitive rates to depending the agreement reached between party tours operator not only use hotel rooms for peak season or special days, but they may agree in all year round. This especially helps seasonal operating hotels like seaside hotels to operate all year around without closing during low season. Ang isang manager daw ng isang company or ng isang business is need nilang gumawa ng paraan kung paano nila mapapanatili ang isang hotel ng maayos at maganda. Kahit na yung nag-avail nito is hindi sumipot or pumunta. And also, hindi lang dapat sa mga special days or events sila nagkakaroon ng mga promos para lang makapagbenta sila ng maganda. Dapat in the whole year is gumagamit sila ng mga promos and combos para mas mabenta yung mga inaalok nilang packages sa mga customers at para hindi nagkakaroon ng mga bakanting room na nagiging cost ng loss of income. Tour wholesaler and tour operators. General, there is confusion about the similarity between tour wholesaler and tour operators in tourism industry. Some tourism authorities argue that both tour wholesaler and tour operators act the same. However, other tourism authorities state that tour wholesaler are different from tour operators. In our opinion, we can say that the second opinion is more accurate as used in practice. Wholesaler creates a package by combining multiple activities. Sila yung mga nakatoka sa mga pwedeng i-combo kasi sila yung mga bihasa or sanay na sa paggawa ng mga ganito ng isang package para mas maengganyo ang mga customers most likely sa mga transportation and other services and sell them via sales channel. A tour operator is organization or a firm that combines some components from different travel suppliers and sells directly to the public. So, ang pinagkaiba nito sa tour operator ay direct siyang nag-o-offer sa mga travel agent, like yung mga package, while the travel operator is sell into the public. Tour operators specialize in niche market. The main task of operators is to combine tour and travel component to create a package holiday. However, most of tour operators need to be specialized in specific tourist markets. Those are in general small or medium sized, and they are not powerful to compete against the national or international big tour operators. For this reason, some tour operators become specialized in niche market. Dito naman, meron silang target na market na kung saan maaari silang kumita ng malaki. Halimbawa nito sa mga company, ang target nila is sa mga holiday season. So means kapag holiday, mas maraming tao ang nag-a-avail ng mga packages. Tour is sa tour. So dito makukuha nila yung mga target nilang income na gusto nila. Travel agency. As we mentioned above, the core in tourism elements are transportation, accommodation, and attraction. Distribution form the place aspect of the classic four P's of marketing mix. Dito naman tinutukoy yung pag-aayos ng mga accommodation and transportation ng isang tours or trips for travelers. Dito din madidiscuss yung apat na four P's. We have pricing, product, promotion, and place. Dito sa apat na to is napakahalaga sa isang company or sa isang business kasi tinutulungan silang mag-operate and mag-operate ng isang business. And napakahalaga dito kasi isa din to sa isang guide nila kung paano nila ma-range yung gusto ng mga customers. Travel agency in Turkey. The law concerning travel agency and the Association of Travel Agency gives the definition of travel agency, including the service which can be offered by them. The regulation pertaining to travel agency, prepared in accordance with the Law 1618, effective as of April 9, 1996, contains in further details of exclusive service agency as well as other services rendered by them. So, travel tourism related services to the general public on behalf of accommodation of travel suppliers to the different or kinds of traveling packages for each destinations. Tourism distribution channel. Direct distribution, it is also called one-level distribution. The producer suppliers sell product without using intermediary directly to the customers. Another way is one of distribution channel. It can be two-level or three-level distribution. In this way, producer suppliers sells product by using intermediaries such as retailer agencies, wholesaler, and inbound tour operators. Distribution channels refers to the stakeholders and method in taking a tourism product from the supplier to the customers. So dito papasok yung marketing strategies like social media, travel website, and etc. Ang contribution nito is para makuha yung atensyon ng mga customers or para maikalat yung ibinebenta ng isang company or ng isang agency ng mga packages. Distribution channel and travel agency. Travel agency act as a distributor of individual elements of tourism supply or inclusive tours. They provide advice and location for booking products, saving the customer and search money and time. The technical development in the industry can be divided into three phases: CRS phase, GDS phase, and Internet phase. Computer Reservation System or CRS, the first phase begins with the introduction of the Computer Reservation System, also known as Central Reservation System. It is a computerized system which was originally designed for the use of commercial airlines before the CRS. Those handling where a manual system was slow of human errors are inevitable. Our computer system used to the store and retrieve information, conduct transaction related to air travel, hotels, car rental, or the activities. A type of a reservation software that is used to update and maintain the hotel inventory and rate information so that hotels are able to manage guest reservation in a real time.
In time, many European airlines also began to invest in CRS, and other world airlines followed the same way. CRS development took place rapidly as improved technology which changed the whole approach of tourism. So, sumunod ang mga European countries na magkaroon ng CRS or Computer Reservation Systems para mas mapadali at mapabilis ang pagbubook ng ticket para sa mga taong aalis ng bansa or magbabakasyon. Although the system owned and operated by airlines, they later look for ways to improve and extend their services to other service providers. So, kahit na malawak na yung sakop ng pagkakaroon ng CRS, ay napagdesisyonan pa rin ng may-ari nito na mas lalo pa itong palawakin at gamitin sa ibang aspeto ng turismo. So, ginamit po nila yung CRS to provide services like tour operators, travel agencies, hotel and cars hire companies in mid-1970s. So, Computer Reservation System or CRS provide array of functions to travel operators. Number 1, capability to launch a website to user. 2, displaying flight schedules, fare comparison and availability. 3, reservations. 4, ticketing, also ability of passengers, name record. 5, online payment. 6, email notifications. 7, reporting. 8, accounting. 9, booking cancellations. And 10, refunding. So, yung mga nabanggit ko po ay functions po siya ng computer reservation systems or yung tinatawag po nating CRS. Global Distribution System or GDS. In the 1980s, Global Distribution System was introduced. GDS is simply the emergence of different CRS. In other words, due to high demand of the system used in the whole world, CRS owners began to open up their system to other businesses, which lead to integration of various CRS in one system. So, yung GDS po is mismong parang function lang siya ng CRS na in-improve at ibinigay sa ibang providers. GDS offered thereby consolidated and extended tourism products and services to travel operators throughout the world via public and private network or through SITA. So, yun nga po, sinabi ko po kanina na yung tourism po is napakalawak niya. So, kailangan po natin ng system para makapag-produce tayo ng maraming tickets or makapag-reserve tayo nito. By using the GDS system, travel operators, hotels, and car rental companies can access the airlines itinerary in real time and assist to their customers. So, sa paggamit po ng GDS system, ang mga travel operators, hotels, and car rentals ay may access sa airlines kung saan at papaano nila makukuha ang kanilang guest at makukuha din nila ang itinerary na gusto nila. GDS has been serving the tourism and travel industry with reliability, security, speed, and accuracy. Without doubt, for many years, GDS system had very important role in the tourism industry, and progressively their functions are developed by and presented to users. Next is the Internet. The third phase is the Internet, which has brought revolutionary change in tourism industry. Together with the internet, other development was the World Wide Web. The terms internet and World Wide Web, in fact, are not synonymous. They are two separate but related things. Sunod po natin ay yung internet. Alam naman po natin na sa panahon natin ngayon, mas kailangan natin ng internet para sa mabilis na access ng mga bagay-bagay. Kasama din ng internet ay ang World Wide Web or ang WWW. Ang internet at ang WWW or World Wide Web ay magkaiba. Sila ay dalawang magkaibang bagay pero related sila. It's a wide network linking unknown numbers of computers around the world, creates a network where any computer can communicate with other computer as long as they are both connected. The World Wide Web is a way of accessing information over the medium of the internet. So, yung WWW or World Wide Web ay ma-access natin siya through internet. Before the emergence of internet and WWW, all kinds of information about the destination would only be possible by travel agency or airline staff, through tourism information centers, or media advertising or radio, and TV broadcasting. So, dati, hirap na hirap yung mga tao paano makapunta dun sa destination na kailangan nilang puntahan dahil wala silang idea kung paano sila makakapunta roon. Pero nung nagkaroon ng internet, mas madali nang ma-access ng mga customers and guests yung kanilang tourist destinations. The other way to get effective information about the destination was word of mouth. Communication with friends or family members who had visited destination before. So, dati yung pinaka-effective na information na makukuha ng mga tao about sa isang tourist destination ay yung pakikipag-communicate nila sa kanilang mga kaibigan and relatives na napuntahan na yung destination na yon. The arrival of the internet not only revolutionized the distribution of information, but it also changed customer behavior thanks to mobile technology. Today, instead of desktop computers, we are using mobile devices like smartphones, laptop, computers, and tablet personal computers. So, kung dati ay nakikipag-communicate muna tayo sa ibang tao para alaman kung ano at saan yung tourist destination na yon, ngayon ay mas napadali na dahil sa new technologies na ating mga ginagamit. With the expansion of wireless networks and the global system for the internet users, initially by surfing, are able to display all required informations on web pages. They are able to communicate by various ways, such as emailing, online chats, blogs, file transfers, and streaming media. So, kung dati ay face-to-face ang pakikipag-usap mo sa tao, ngayon mas napapadali na siya dahil sa internet, dahil isang send mo lang ng message sa iyong tourist guide, ay malalaman mo na agad ang mga informations about that destination. Potential consumers are able to access all kinds of information in terms of price, quality, and other features of travel products without any time and space limitations via the internet. And they are able to receive holiday programs directly with a finger touch. So, through internet, lahat ng mga consumers and customers na pupunta o mag-travel sa ibang lugar, isang swipe lang nila sa internet ay makikita na nila kung ano ang presyo, yung quality, at yung ibang offers na binibigay ng isang tourist attractions. Sa paggamit mo din ng internet ay mas marami ka pang matutuklasan na mas magagandang tourist destinations travel distribution of products and services are rapidly becoming e-commerce. Today, commercial airlines are closing their expensive offices and selling their tickets either via their websites or via call centers, thus avoiding to paying commission to the travel agencies. Online sales via websites allow ultimate passengers to make the flight booking and online check-in themselves and to pay their itineraries through credit cards. So dahil nga po sa internet, hindi na kailangan ng mga consumers na pumunta pa mismo sa airport para magpabook ng kanilang tickets dahil pwede na nila itong ma-access sa kani-kanilang mga websites at nag-offer din ang mga call centers ng tickets. At syempre, para hindi na rin hassle sa kanilang mga consumers, ay nagkakaroon sila ng online payment or pwede rin naman na gumamit sila ng kani-kanilang mga credit cards. Today, not only airline tickets, hotel bookings, cruise line reservations, car rentals, and other forms of travel services can be bought online or via mobile search engines. Next is the effects of the internet on travel operators. Internet, in which the last phase of the information and communication technologies, seriously forced traditional travel operators to find new methods and strategies to stay in business. They started to introduce unique services, new destinations, special tour packages, offer competitive rates and better discounts. The best advantage for customers to book their travel plan via travel operators is the security concern and personal relationship. Most customers want to be in touch with people who show interest to them and facilitate their travel. May pagkakataon para sa lahat ng mga operators sa industry ng tourism na magtatagumpay at maisusulong na maibenta yung kanilang mga serbisyo at produkto. At ang mga operators din ay kumikilos ng ayon sa kagustuhan at pangangailangan ng kanilang mga customers. Next is online travel agencies. Online travel agencies are globally recognized travel websites specialized in the sale of travel products to consumers. In recent years, travel business has changed a lot, and with the online travel agency software, customer can book variety of travel products including flights, hotels, car rentals, cruises, activities, and packages online. In other words, they are acting as travel e-bookers. So, yung mga online travel agencies, sila yung nagbo-book ng mga flights, ng hotels and restaurants ng kanilang mga guests. And sila rin yung nagbibigay ng itinerary kung ano ang pagkakasunod-sunod ng kanilang mga gagawin sa kanilang buong trip. Travel agencies can also be connected with online travel agencies via toll-free telephone numbers or through paid membership facilities and make booking for flights, hotels, car rental, and so on throughout the world. So dahil nga sa pagkakaroon ng mga travel agencies, ay mas napapadali na ang pagbubook ng mga consumers. Next is online booking approaches. The electronic trading transformed offline transactions of communication, collaboration, and commerce to fast, reliable, without barriers of time or distance with the internet use. E-commerce can be divided into two main categories, B2B and B2C. B2B stands for business to business and is the exchange of products, services, or information between businesses. While B2C stands for business to consumer and it is business or transactions conducted directly between a company and customers who are the end users of the products and services. Ang best example na lang po ng B2B or business-to-business communication ay ang travel agency to another travel agency para mag-organize ng itinerary ng kanilang mga guest. And example naman ng B2C or business to consumer is kung kunyari bibili tayo ng product, so yung mga businessman ay magka-come up sa isang product na bibilin nating mga consumers. Customers can easily book online travel services such as holiday package, air tickets, and accommodation using powerful booking engines provided by B2C applications. Online travel agencies are the fastest growing distribution channel of the travel industry. There is a massive opportunity for hotels to reach and attract guests all over the world. So dahil nga sa mabilis na paglago ng online travel agencies, mas maraming opportunities ang nakukuha ng mga hotel para makapag-attract sila ng maraming guests. Travel operators should be in good business relations with hotels to provide competitive rates for their online systems. Many travel agencies that are adapting to the developing technology and take advantage of e-marketing. So dahil marami na ngang gumagamit ng online travel agencies ay inadapt na rin ito ng ibang mga kumpanya para mag-take advantage dun sa gagawin nilang e-marketing. Next is travel operator online systems. Today, many travel suppliers use online systems and the number of online bookings they receive is increasing steadily. A significant number of tour operators make their webs interactive. In other words, they can make online reservations via these websites and customers can buy their holiday packages directly from the online reservation system. So, dahil nga mas prefer ng mga customers na mag-online bookings na lang dahil nahihirapan silang mag-access sa airports, mas lumalaki at mas maraming nare-receive na online bookings yung mga travel agencies. Web-based tour operators and retail travel agencies are providing other internet companies with the capacity to sell travel products by embedding their search and booking facilities within the host websites. There is a wide range of electronic systems in the tourism market and it's not easy to develop a full-function system for each tour operators. So, tour operators not only need to interact with their partner travel agencies, but also need to supply constant connection and communication with hotels, transport companies, and other required principals. Together with wide use of internet, we have been acquainted with two new terms, extranet and intranet. An intranet is a network in a company where employees can create content, communicate, collaborate, and develop their internal efficiency. An extranet is providing controlled access to authorized customers, vendors, or other outside partners of the company. Next is the effects of ICTs on tourism and travel industry. The extraordinary development of information and communication technologies in today's world has completely changed in the behavior of customers, business life, and even state administration. For many years, the tourism products and services have been distributed through travel agencies or tour operators as intermediaries. Tinutulungan ng artificial intelligence ang mga kumpanya upang maunawaan ang mga kagustuhan ng customer na nagbibigay daan sa kanila na mag-alok ng mga iniakmang rekomendasyon tulad ng pagmumungkahi ng mga destinasyon, hotel, and activities na pwede nilang pagpilian. Online travel has brought significant changes in customers' motivation. Today, mobile devices, smartphones, tablets, and their applications are offering a wide range of possibilities to the travel industry. Digitalization means transferring and collecting information and data from written resources to computers and other electronic media. Consolidation is the connection between internet and other wireless communication technologies. Tourism is now increasingly depending on ICT. Travel agencies and tour operators have been able to reach products to customers effectively by means of innovations in communication technologies. Today, travel and tourism enterprises that cannot keep up with the developing information and communication technologies face serious problems that cannot continue their activities. And last one is the ICT applications for the travel and tourism industry. With the use of information and communication technologies in e-commerce and e-business, the tourism and travel industry have more opportunities and possibilities than ever before. Reaching customers globally, getting instant market information, and conducting electronic commerce has enabled the travel agencies and tour operators to gain power and provide services and products with ease and quickness and economic efficiency. Some of the system advantages of ICTs are cost effectiveness, communication speed, improved writing skills, processing knowledge, sharing knowledge, social networks, comfortable, flexible processing, instant messaging, optimal product and service information for customer, systems integration, network connection with partners, access to all networks from a single computer, the use of internet, extranet and intranet, video conferencing, communication by email, SMS, via websites, or other mobile devices, digital cameras, CRC connection, GDS connection. Yung mga nabanggit ko po ay ilan lamang sa mga advantages ng mga ICT para matulungan ang tourism industry. All kinds of data can be sent instantly to the business partners and customers, thus reducing wait times and increasing productivity.